The Wreck of the Zanzibar, December 24th. I'm milking the Zanzibar cows, and with Billy too. 3 of the 6 are in milk, and we think the others may be in calf. Let's hope. Everyone had most of what they want off the wreck. There's been some grumbles, of course, but it's been fair shares. We've got the cows because we're the only ones who know how to handle them. We got some corn too. Everyone did. We've rebuilt the cowshed just as it was. Granny May has enough wood for her roof. There's timber stacked up in the gardens all over the island. There's boats being mended, roofs going on. Everyone everywhere is hammering and sawing. Briar is alive again. Granny May will probably be with us until the spring, till her house is ready. She's the same now as she ever was, scuttling about the place and muttering to herself. Sometimes I think she is the mad old stick everybody says she is. She keeps telling me it wasn't God that brought the wreck that brought Billy back to us. It was the turtle. She rambles on and on about how there's no such thing as a miracle. If something happens, then something has made it happen. Law of nature, she says. We saved the turtle, and so the turtle saved us. It's that simple. You get what you deserve in this world, she says. I don't know that she's right. I've told Billy about the turtle. He says if he'd found it, he'd have eaten it. But he wouldn't have. He's just saying that. We talk and we talk. We've hardly stopped talking since he came back. I've heard his stories over and over, but I want to hear them again and again. I know them so well. It's as if I was with him all the time he was away. As if I've been to America and Africa. As if I've seen for myself the great cities, the deserts that go on forever, and icebergs and mountains that reach up and touch the sky. The crew of the Zanzibar left from the quay this evening. We were there to wave them off. Everyone hugged everyone. They were all so happy to be alive and so grateful to us for saving them. Since he's been back, Billy hasn't had a cross word with Father, and Mother is my mother again. December 25th, Christmas Day. It seems Granny May might have been right after all. I was with Billy cleaning out the cowshed after church when he called me outside. Everyone seemed to be running down towards Green Bay, and there was a crowd gathered down on the beach. So we left everything and ran. We met Mother and Granny May coming out of the house. There's been a dead turtle washed up, said Mother. Granny May looked at me, her eyes full of tears. We had to push through the crowd. People were laughing, and I hated them for that. He was covered in sand and seaweed, and they were trying to roll him over, but he was too heavy, even for them. Then I looked again. It was a turtle, all right, but it was not our turtle. It wasn't any turtle at all. It was painted, bright green with yellow eyes, and it looked as if it had been carved out of wood. It was the figurehead of a ship. Billy crouched down beside it and brushed the sand off its face. That's off the Zanzibar, he said. Granny May was laughing through her tears. She took my hand and squeezed it. Now do you believe me? She said. She didn't need my answer. If it's off Billy's ship, she went on, then it belongs to Billy, doesn't it? No one argued with her. We'll call him Zanzibar, and he can live in the garden. Let's get him home. So we heaved him up onto a cart and trundled him home. All afternoon we scrubbed. A lot of his paint had come off in the sea. He's a little bigger than our turtle was, but his face is just the same, wizened, wrinkled, and wise like a 200-year-old man. And he smiles just the same too, gently. I'm looking out of my window as I write this. He looks as if he's trying to eat the grass. He won't, of course. He'll only eat jellyfish. Zanzibar is a good name for him. The right name, I think. On the last page of the book, she had written in ink, in the wobbly handwriting of an old lady. So this is just a reminder then that we're back in the present tense, and that Michael is in his bedroom reading the last page of Laura Perryman, his great aunt Laura's diary, and a message for him from her. P.S. One last thing. I'm not leaving Zanzibar to anyone. I'm leaving him to everyone, so I want him put out on the green, so all the children of Briar can sit on him whenever they like, they can ride him wherever they like. He can be a horse, a dragon, a dolphin, an elephant, or even a leatherback turtle. As you know, your great-uncle Billy lived a good long life. When he died, I didn't know how I'd manage without him, but I did because I had to. Anyway, we're together again now. Laura Perryman, 1995. Final chapter. Marzipan. I sat there on the bed for some moments, looking at the last of Great Aunt Laura's drawings, of Zanzibar, on the green, gazing out to sea, sitting astride him a small girl. The wind is in her hair and she's laughing out of sheer joy. From outside the window, I heard peals of laughter. I leaned out. There must have been 6 little nieces and nephews down in the garden and clambering all over Zanzibar. The smallest of them, Catherine it was, my youngest niece, was offering Zanzibar some grass and stroking his head between his eyes. "Come on, Marzipan," she was saying, "you'll like it." "He won't eat it," I called down. "He only eats jellyfish." She looked up at me, squinting into the sun. "How do you know?" she asked. "If you let me sit on him," I said, I'll tell you. I'll tell you where Zanzibar came from, how he got here, everything." "All right," she said. So sitting on Zanzibar in the evening sun, I read them Great Aunt Laura's diary from beginning to end. By the time I'd finished, the entire family was gathered around Zanzibar and listening. I closed the book. "That's it," I said. No one spoke for some time. It was Catherine's idea that we should move Zanzibar right away. So we fetched Great Aunt Laura's rickety cart out of her shed, loaded up Zanzibar and hauled him along the rutty track to the green. I knew from that last drawing in the diary exactly where she wanted him put, and that's where we left him, gazing out to sea. When I looked back, there were gulls circling above him. Some had landed on his back and one on his head. Catherine was running at them, waving her hands and shouting, "Shoo!" she cried, "Shoo!" They flew off, protesting, and Catherine caught us up. "Anyway, it doesn't matter, does it?" she said. "They can't eat him, can they? Marzipan's made of wood, isn't he?" "Zanzibar," I said. "He's called Zanzibar." "That's what I said," she replied, and skipped off after the others. That's the end of Wreck of the Zanzibar. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts about it in our lesson later this week.